I'm here with Melita in the digital transformation booth. Melita, thank you so much. What is digital transformation?
Hi, Lauren. So we hear about digital transformation all the time,
Yes.
especially lately, right? More and more we read about it, everybody's talking about it, it's online everywhere. So companies are now required to embrace digital transformation so they can thrive in their business. Successful companies that they know that they have to do this in order to be able to increase their employee experience, increase their customer experience, and also transform their business models.
Sure.
All of that needs to be done with digital transformation. So what Cisco does in the process is we bring together connectivity, security, simplicity, and automation, allowing you to bring everything together so you have that digital ready platform that you can actually use when you're ready to get started with your digital transformation.
So the bigger picture is really that transformation, but then we break it down into smaller parts to allow companies to innovate, both what they're doing technologically, but also from a workforce point of view.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. During this process, Cisco has also been going through its own transformation. So it's a great kind of testament because we can talk about how we have been doing that journey and how we have been going through it.
How that stock price keeps rising.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've been transforming their technical services. So in the process of doing that, we now incorporate so many more collaboration tools that allows our customers to actually speak with our support real time when they're having an issue. We've been able to increase our customer experience score by 17%.
Wow, that's awesome.
That is awesome. So we also transformed our supply chain. So we are now using, again, collaboration tools to bring together the supplier and vendor and gap that bridge between the two. So it makes the process a lot more faster, it streamlines it, it
Right.
allows us to do more in a shorter
Hopefully
time.
save some money too.
Absolutely, absolutely. We also transform our workforce. So we're trying to make our employees more engaged. Employees today are not what employees were 10 or 15 years ago, right? We're looking for something else. We're looking to constantly be able to innovate. We want to be productive. We want to be engaged. And for that, we are looking for specific tools available to us to be able to get to that. So that's how Cisco has the collaboration tools, the IoT technology that they're using, such as Spark, WebEx, Jabber, that allow us to work remotely from wherever we want, but also be able to function just fine in the office, speak to anybody in any part of the world, and be able to function and get the job done.
So we're not spending 15 minutes just trying to get the conference call to work.
Yes, absolutely. In the last 3 years that Cisco has worked on this transformation, our employee engagement has gone up by 17%. So employees are liking what they're seeing.
Yeah.
We're able to, here at the booth, we're able to showcase if any company is actually going through that transformation, want to see what that's going to look like, how they can actually design their conference rooms, how they can design their meeting spaces to have more engagement from their employees. We definitely have templates that we can show based on their needs. So if they want to come and see us, we can show that. We also have that available online so they can see that as well.
Awesome, just like a design scenario, really.
Absolutely.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So what industries are you seeing that are really embracing this digital transformation?
Yeah, so retail is one of the biggest ones.
Sure,
so
sure.
More and more,
E-commerce.
absolutely. So people are using cashless payments, right? There is that. Like Amazon Go is a perfect example of the latest retail transformation. People can walk in, they don't have to use their debit card, they don't have to wait in line. That's what customers are looking for this day. They want personalized experience, they don't want to wait, they want real time, right there.
Pick up your item and walk out.
Yeah, and walk out. Don't want to think about it, don't want to have to do anything about it. So that's where we're moving towards. And manufacturing is another one of those industries that's being transformed. More and more factories are using robots, virtual reality, 3D printings that really is bringing prototype to production in such a short time when before we had to wait sometimes months and months to get to that point. So manufacturing is another big one. There are actually currently factories that run completely on robots with no humans required.
Yeah.
So it's actually amazing what they're doing. And then the last one would be banking, financial services. They are also going through a giant transformation. I think more and more they're trying to understand what they can do to improve that customer experience when it comes to banking. We don't want to wait in lines anymore. We want to be able to do everything online. So more and more, I think banks are recognizing that, and they are using different technologies. Blockchain is now being,
Yes,
being
the
leveraged.
This just went viral because
yes.
you just said blockchain.
Sorry about that. I know, but it is absolutely being leveraged more and more because that is a big opportunity to be able to use that. So
Absolutely.
I would say
and
financial
very important
services.
too.
Yeah.
And you mentioned security at the beginning. Obviously, security is very important when
Absolutely.
it comes to banking and just moving faster. Well, thank you so much, Melita.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. Everyone should come to the digital transformation booth. If you're here at Cisco Live, there's a lot going on, a lot to learn about. If you're not here, of course, just go to cisco.com to check it out.
Welcome back into the live TV studio. Thanks so much for being here with us. We do appreciate it. If this is the first time that you are tuning in, we will give you the official welcome into the studio. We are set up right between the hub and the world of solutions at Cisco Live 2018. My name is Steve Moulter. We're very happy to have you with us throughout the day, and there is so much happening. As a reminder, please keep talking to us via social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter, wherever you like to go. I promise we are listening. We've got a fantastic social media team here with us in Spain. Whenever you talk to us using hashtag CLEUR, Cisco Live Europe, CLEUR, I promise we're going to speak directly back to you as well. Right here, in fact, in the studio at the very end of the show day, about 5:45, we've got Gurdip with us. He is leading the fantastic social media team that we have with us here in Barcelona. He'll tell us things like how many people are tuning in, how many impressions are we getting, where is that happening, who is talking to us. We'll share some of your posts, maybe share some of the photos that you have given out to us, so we encourage you all to come in and be a part of that as well. All right, so we're going to talk right now about digital transformation. We wanted to move into a full digital segment here. We've got such great content. I've got Didi Dasgupta here with us, our VP of Marketing. Didi, thank you for taking time to join us here in the studio.
Glad to be here.
Appreciate your being here. So let's start with kind of the foundations, the basic. Digital transformation, it is here. It is happening. It is now. We are in the midst of it, whether we like that or not. Our peers are really using digitization today as a strategy to be able to out-innovate the competition, right? I mean, that's really what it's about. So how do we transform a business into a digital business? How does Cisco help drive that transformation? So let's start first with kind of the basic. Why is digital transformation required now?
So, questioning the need for digital transformation is like questioning why do we need automobiles when horse carriages could take us from place A to place B.
So true.
It is absolutely a mandate for IT and for businesses to transform digitally. I was reading this report by Morgan Stanley, Steve. It says about 40% of the Fortune 1000 companies, these are the biggest companies on the planet, that have been around for years and years. The average life expectancy of, the Fortune 1000 has been reduced from 75 years to 15 years. And the reason being, we know a lot of these companies will not be able to transform digitally, will not be able to satisfy the increased customer expectations, streamlining the workforce, streamlining the operations. And so I think nobody said it better than our ex-CEO, Mr. John Chambers, where he said about 50% of the companies that we do business with may not be able to survive this, and IT is going to get in the way. So digital transformation, super important. It's not if we should do it, it's a matter of when, sooner the better, and it's here, like you said.
Okay, so what is the barrier? What is keeping people from just embracing it and recognizing the realities that they have to do it? This isn't a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Yeah.
What is stopping people?
Right, so I think, so first off, I have the privilege of talking to about 15 or 20 customers every week. And I talk to them about technology, security, compliance, but I would say the number one obstacle that we run into is culture. And this cultural change, this mind shift change that needs to happen between IT and the lines of businesses. In the past, there were kind of good partners, but IT did its own thing, made their own decisions, chose their own applications, own infrastructure, own network, and the lines of businesses were just dependent on whatever IT was providing them. Mm-hmm. But now they need to come together. And it's just the law of inertia. It's, it goes much smoother in some places than others, but I think culture is that biggest change. There's lots of new roles, new job definitions that have come about, and it's a matter of how companies can embrace this new trend come together. And I would say technology is a distant second. And the technology is here. Whether it's from Cisco or any modern business, any modern solution provider, the technology is there, but it's the matter of adopting it in the right way from a culture standpoint.
Very interesting. It's interesting that you bring it up right now. A moment ago, I was talking with Jane English from NetApp, from one of our great partner companies. She was also talking about this ability to develop new roles within an organization, things we've never heard before, director of data transformation specifically. Right. Very creative, finding new aspects within a company to be able to handle the new digital. Are we going to start to be having conversations with digital transformation director, VP of digital transformation? Is that what we're going to see in the next 12 to 18 months?
I think a lot of companies have taken this very seriously, including Cisco. We have a chief digitization officer at Cisco, Mr. Kevin Bandy. Mm-hmm. And it's about, I kind of look at it from three different lenses. One is, how do we fundamentally improve the customer experience, what we're bringing to our customers and their customers. The second big one is about optimizing the workforce. And this whole trend around gig economy, I'm not sure if you're following that.
Absolutely.
Right? Like, if you think about
50% they're saying, right? By the end of the decade, 50% of the workforce will be gig economy.
Exactly. So an Uber driver or somebody who comes to your house to do a handyman job from TaskRabbit, are they the employee of the company or not? So the whole dynamic is changing around employee experience, connecting the enterprise, and some of these are, not just traditional audiences like a partner or a supplier or a vendor or a customer. It's this whole rise of this gig economy, right? Mm-hmm. So I think companies have taken it very seriously. Cisco has, like I mentioned, and it's a journey. And I think it's important for companies to understand that, Rome wasn't built in a day, and it's the same thing for digital transformation, step by step. And Cisco's got some pretty prescriptive ways on how we are helping customers to evolve from their traditional businesses, to a more digital enterprise. We're working with governments directly. We're working with city planning directly. So it's a journey. So it's important for customers to recognize that.
I was talking with Santiago Solanas yesterday as we were in the run-up to the keynote, and we were talking about the smart cities transformation taking place here in Barcelona and throughout Spain, and how Cisco was playing a part in that. Very, very exciting stuff that we're on the municipal side of it as well. We're really embedding with these cultures to be able to advance the digital capabilities, and this isn't just for the benefit of Barcelona, for Cisco, it's for the benefit of the people, right?
That's
we
right.
always say throughout the meeting, you are IT, it's all of the people here and all of the people tuning in.
That's right.
Are we doing it for them? Are we doing it for us? Does it help everybody? Because we're the customer as well as the provider, right?
That's right, that's right. No, I think it helps both sides. It absolutely helps both sides. So let's go back. Cisco started as a networking company. And if you think about this whole transition to digital enterprise, whether it's the devices, the people, the equipment, the cloud, the data center, the branch office, what's one thing that connects everything? It's the network. Mm-hmm. The network sees everything, and the network doesn't lie. So for enterprises to transform, the need to start looking at network as that strategic asset, which is in the past just being used to move traffic around, right? Just connect. But now with using, much higher levels of intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, tying it back to artificial intelligence, the network, really becomes a strategic asset. And so it's a win-win for both sides. I mean, think about the number of cameras and devices just in this building. What if we could use that data to tell the event organizers, when to open the doors, when to close the doors, when the parking lot is available, when everybody's gone, and maybe we can rent the parking space for, for the night. So it absolutely helps both sides. And for Cisco, it opens up new revenue streams. It helps us elevate our discussion from being just a box vendor sometimes, or just a networking vendor sometimes, to how we can partner with governments, with cities, to plan a smarter city, more digital buildings, which is one of our most popular solutions for any customer that's trying to build a new building. So I think it helps both sides.
And you can see a lot of this, by the way, in action if you stop into the hub, just right around the corner. We're talking about a lot of what Didi is talking about here. All right, I want to kind of get into the how we do this, right?
Sure.
How do we put it together? An enterprise really has to design, really has to architect the customer experience, right? Has that changed in the past few years? Did it used to be a bit more scattershot, and is it now a bit more structured?
I'm glad you asked that, Steve. So I think about 10 years ago, this thing changed everything, right? In the past, because this is how we interact with our customers. This is how our customers interact with their customers. And it's interesting, I was reading about this statistic, about 10 years ago, before the advent of, mobile and, smartphones, the average human attention span was 13 seconds. And today it is 8 seconds.
I was going to say 7 to 8 seconds.
Just putting that in perspective, a goldfish has 9 seconds.
Speaking of which, I've already moved on to something else. Sorry, I'm back with you
I
now.
lost you. So I think that changed the whole notion of customer experience. In the past, as a consumer, I would bank with a certain, bank based on, how close their branch location was close to me. Better lighting, better candies, shorter lines in the bank itself. Today, there's only one thing I care about. It's the application. Right? So as a consumer, as a customer, my expectations have changed about who I bank with, who I shop with, who I use to, for my travel, for vacations. And so I think it is only natural that our customers and their customers have this much higher need for much superior customer experience that is mobile friendly, that's driven from the cloud, that's guided by artificial intelligence. And so I think definitely there's a huge rising of the expectation of what our customers are looking for.
I'm so glad you brought in the ML, the AI aspect of this conversation, because if we talk about how you build it out properly, and you just touched on quite a bit of it, right? What does the customer really want? We like to talk to ourselves. This is a big one. Well, I know what I want to do. I know what I want to accomplish. Doesn't really matter, right? From a structural standpoint, what does the customer expect from us? What is going to create that differentiator? So how do we get to the tools? Whether that's Cisco or wherever else they happen to come from, how do we get to those tools to be able to build, to architect this thing out in a way that digital transformation will ultimately be meaningful for the company and then for that organization's clients?
Right. So to make this real, our CEO, Chuck Robbins, has articulated a 5-point guiding principle, if you will, right? And it starts with the network, because we are a networking company. You saw the big announcement we did yesterday around reinventing the network, intent-based networking. The network is intuitive, so I think it starts with the network. I talked about this earlier. The network touches everything, everyone, and the network doesn't lie. So I think that's sort of at the core of the solution. You cannot forget about security, which is the second part of a second chapter or second guiding principle, if you will. No network is good enough unless it's secure. No infrastructure is good enough unless it's secure. So security is the second pillar. The third one we talked about a little bit. It's the ability to unlock the power of data. There's so much data in our infrastructure, in our network. Not just right now, but historically. How do we use all of that data? The fourth one is around how we connect people with our collaboration solutions, and you can see a lot of actually everything that I talked about. You can see it in our World of Solutions here in this beautiful building at on the campus show floor. And last but not least, my favorite is the cloud.
Yeah.
And we are living in a multi-cloud world today. No enterprise is going to have one cloud. They need to know which cloud to use for what. And Cisco is guiding our customers to help in that journey. So those are the 5 guiding principles. Like I said, Rome was not built in a day. Digital transformation will not happen in a day. But I use this as a checklist when I'm talking with my customers that, look, you will end up thinking about these 5, the network, the security, analytics, collaboration, and cloud. You will have your unique journey, but use this as a checklist, and Cisco can help, during this digital transformation, because you do need all 5.
Really, really interesting. This is great. I've got at least one more question that I want to ask you. Let's say we've got an enterprise out there. They want to go through digital transformation. They are excited. They're ready to go. They've heard the story. There's the barrier. There's the obstacle. How do we identify that company? How do we tell them the right story to push them over that edge?
Right. So like I said, the biggest barrier is cultural, right? And a lot of times the lines of businesses were sort of, and the IT weren't necessarily coming together. Now we know what IT cares about more than anything else, and we know what the lines of businesses care about more than anything else. For the former, it's around cost, it's around security. That's what keeps them up at night. For the line of business, it's about revenue. It's top line, bottom line. And Cisco, in a lot of ways, has been that partner, bringing these two organizations together to show how we can help each of them individually. But guess what? Every customer we talk to, whether the person is in IT or in the line of business, they're wearing the same badge, right? So it's still that same company. So we can show how we help both sides, help the business elevate, go through this digital transformation, and we're seeing great success.
Fantastic. Didi, it has been such a pleasure to talk to you.
Same here.
Thank you for taking the time, truly appreciate it.
Thank you.
Track him down on the show floor. We're going to throw directly to a video and continue the digital transformation story. Here we go.
Hi everyone, I'm here with Himanshu. We're going to talk about digital buildings. We're even going to show a demo here. But first, tell me a little bit about what a digital building is.
So it's actually really interesting. A lot of innovation in IoT, and we've been talking about IoT a lot at this show here.
Yep.
IoT and other transformation in buildings is driving a lot of previously unconnected devices. Take the example of light fixtures, take the example of surveillance cameras, HVAC systems in a building, getting connected to the network through network switches, etc.
Sure,
And,
everything has a sensor now.
Everything has a sensor now, and all of these things are coming together in a building for better efficiencies, better control, better experiences. And we're calling that whole phenomena intelligent or digital building.
Okay. So you have a demo to show us, right? And this is a really cool demo and very useful, I would say, too. So let's see it in action. Tell me about it.
So what we've done here is, as part of this Spark Kit and Spark Board here, we've integrated the digital building app. So let me show you how this works. So the digital building app here is actually controlling other room devices, which are all, by the way, connected to the network.
Right.
So here we have a couple of light fixtures that can go from a warmer color to a cooler color. So right now they are warm, and let me change them back to a cooler color, and you show how that see how that happens. So you change it to a cool color, and they become whiter.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have another control here where we can just turn the lights off right from here. So we press that here and give it a few seconds, and the light actually turns off. So all of this is connected over power over Ethernet through our switches, connected through this dashboard where everything in the room can be controlled.
Save on the electricity bill too, right?
Save on the electricity and gives the occupants a better personalized experience where they can turn off the brightness, change the hue, etc.
And can you do anything automatically then? So you were controlling it here, but what can you do automatically with it?
Yeah, so instead of actually controlling it, we could potentially even have a setting where, in the morning the lights are white and it turns dimmer or more warmer in the afternoon as the day goes by,
right,
for a better experience for the occupants.
And what else can you do with it?
We can control lights, we can change colors of a light. So for instance, we have a demo over there where we can simulate a gunshot. So for instance, once if the sensor detects a gunshot, it actually changes the light color to a red, and the red starts blinking, guiding people to an exit pathway, more like emergency lighting.
Yeah.
So that's another thing that we have showcased here.
Very useful. So what else can we do with digital buildings then?
Yeah, so lighting is one thing, and it's the first frontier, if you will.
Right.
But we are seeing lots of occupancy sensors, window blinds in hotels, energy detection sensors, and all of these other different things, surveillance cameras, etc., coming onto the network. So instead of these different siloed systems in a building for different control, now all of that can be managed over a single network through switches.
That's fantastic. Yeah, and it can all work together possibly too. Temperature, lighting, all of that.
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Himanshu. I appreciate the demo. Thanks everyone for watching.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thank you.